welcome. My name is Sarah Letourneau, and I am the director of the Labor Climate Project for the Blue-Green Alliance. The Blue-Green Alliance is a partnership of labor unions and environmental organizations who are committed to seeing the growth of the renewable energy economy in this country. Today we are here to talk about the wind industry. The wind industry has been taking a severe hit over the last few months with Congress's inaction. They have decided to not renew the production tax credit at this moment. We are taking our message on the road and are traveling from state to state through the Midwest, calling on leaders of Congress, like Congressman Teaberry, to stand up and please extend the production tax credit. Today we are joined by partners of the Blue-Green Alliance to tell the stories of what is happening in the state of Ohio with the inaction of Congress. The first speaker we have today is Ryan Motel. Ryan is a member of the United Steelworkers, Local 2635 in Evansburg, Pennsylvania. Ryan has been working for Geisse and has been furloughed because of the inaction of Congressman Teaberry and others. So let me introduce Ryan, who will tell his story.
I'm Ryan Motel, as she said. I've been working at Geisse in Evansburg for about 7 years. Earlier this summer, I found out that I was among 73 workers in my plant that were furloughed because Congress hasn't renewed the production tax credit. Overall, the company furloughed 165 workers in Pennsylvania due to a lack of demand for our products. The lack of demand was caused by the uncertainty surrounding the renewal of the production tax credit. If companies aren't building wind farms because they're not sure what their return on their investment will be, they aren't buying our blades. These are tough times in America, and this news was tough for me. But the company hopes they can get us back to work, and I hope the folks in Congress will see my face, hear my voice, and know the people that are hurting because they have a passed job creating a tax incentive. Production tax credit works. Since it was instituted in 1992, the U.S. wind industry has gone from nothing to 75,000 workers around the U.S. The work I do puts a roof over my head, food on the table, and sustains my family and me. It is a good job. I'm going to be bringing this message to leaders in the U.S. House of Representatives where this legislation is stuck and hasn't gotten the time of day. In Ohio, Michigan, and Virginia over the next few days.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Geisse, a proud third-generation steelworker and member of Local 1046, a shop right outside of Canton, Ohio, in Louisville. A little finishing mill where we anneal, pickle, and roll to gauge a product called titanium. One of the end-use products for our titanium, the hubs for windmills. Failing to renew the production tax credit puts the jobs of thousands of people, just like mine, at risk. Congress must act now to prevent thousands more workers receiving a pink slip and not a paycheck in the weeks and months ahead. Wind turbines consist of 8,000 component parts and 200 tons of steel. And when you consider that since 2005, the domestic content in American wind turbines has grown from less than 25% domestic content to 60% in 2011, that's a lot of jobs for workers. But without the PTC, the job losses will keep on adding up. 165 workers at Geisse, like my friend Ryan. Plants in Pennsylvania have been furloughed. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, 167 jobs lost. 234 jobs in Little Rock, Arkansas. 30 jobs in Harrisburg, Vermont. 90 jobs in Pueblo, Colorado. The production tax credit is an important component of the Blue-Green Alliance's Jobs 21 plan, which focuses on creating jobs for the future and retaining jobs that we have right now, and making our current jobs in industries that will drive economic growth and environmental sustainability for years to come, including renewable energy, energy efficiency, transportation, manufacturing, broadband internet, and smart grid, recycling, and greener and safer chemicals and products. With a Congress that hasn't put forward any plan to create and sustain good jobs, we came forward with this bold initiative to create millions of jobs that are also good for our environment. Again, Geisse, steelworkers, thanks for coming.
Good afternoon. My name is Tracy Sabetta, and I represent the National Wildlife Federation here in Ohio. On behalf of the more than 4 million members of our organization around the country who enjoy and depend on wildlife and natural resources, we strongly support the extension of the wind production tax credit. We've seen the benefits of the tax credit right here in Ohio, both environmentally and in our economy. Nearly 6,000 Ohioans are directly or indirectly employed by the state's wind industry, and Ohio ranks 4th in the nation in wind industry employment, largely due to our strong manufacturing base. In fact, Ohio is the fastest growing state in the nation for new wind installations in 2011, growing over 950% with the completion of the first utility-scale wind project in the state. Apart from the economic benefits of the wind industry to Ohio, the benefits to our environment are also significant. Climate change is fundamentally altering our environment and putting our outdoor heritage at risk. Sportsmen and women, wildlife advocates, and outdoor enthusiasts are supportive of the development of clean, renewable energy resources like wind that are increasingly being constructed in a manner that is protective of fish and wildlife habitats and will improve the quality of the air that we breathe. The wind power installed in Ohio annually will keep 190,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions from spewing into our air. And these policies will lessen our dependence on foreign sources of oil and protect our nation's communities and conservation legacy. And the conservation community is ready. In a poll conducted by the National Wildlife Federation that was just released earlier today, 2 in 3 sportsmen polled that 66% believe that we have a moral responsibility to confront climate change to protect our children's future. Additionally, 69% agree that the U.S. should reduce carbon emissions that threaten our health and our natural habitats. We are up to the challenge in Ohio, especially when it comes to our wind resources. But gridlock in Congress has prevented the extension of the wind production tax credit, a tax credit that's equal to 2.2 cents per kilowatt hour of power that a wind farm produces, bringing incredible growth in the wind industry to a screeching halt. We need our elected officials to show leadership on this issue, and that is why we are here today to urge Congressman T-Berry and other members of Ohio's congressional delegation to call on House leadership to get this done. We must renew the production tax credit without delay. Congressman T-Berry, the time is right to support clean energy production on behalf of the environment and the economy right here in Ohio.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neil Waggoner, and I'm here with the Sierra Club. And we are here today because we need Congress to come out and renew the production tax credit for wind energy. To that end, we're asking today for Congressman Pat T-Berry to support renewal of the production tax credit and to ask congressional leadership in the House to get this thing done. Now, folks, it couldn't be more clear. If the production tax credit is allowed to lapse, 37,000 jobs, 37,000 American jobs are at risk. However, if the production tax credit is renewed, the wind energy industry is expected to expand by 25,000 jobs and to support as many as 100,000 by 2016. These are good jobs, these are green jobs, and they're the future here in Ohio. Ohio, from our onshore wind potential alone, according to the American Wind Energy Association and the National Renewable Energy Lab, can reach 95.3% of our current electricity needs from our onshore wind energy potential alone. We've already begun to see our utility-scale wind projects going up in Ohio. Tracy mentioned our first utility scale wind project, that is the Blue Creek project in Van Wert County. The Van Wert County project, the Blue Creek project, represented the single largest investment in Ohio in 2011 at $600 million, and now provides more revenue for Van Wert County than the top 14 taxpayers combined. The production tax credit is one of the leading facets behind the creation of these projects, behind the growth here in Ohio. If the production tax credit is allowed to lapse, we're not going to see increased growth like this. In the Senate, we have seen progress towards getting this tax credit renewed. Before the August recess, the Senate Finance Committee passed renewal of this credit, and they did it in a bipartisan fashion. In the House, however, the tax credit, the production tax credit, has been stuck in committee, even though it has bipartisan support. What we need right now is for Congressman Pat Tiberi to stand up and support renewal of the production tax credit, and we need him to go to congressional leadership in the House, to Ohio's fellow Congressman, Speaker John Boehner, and ask that they prioritize renewal of this tax credit and they bring it up for a vote immediately.